On my mind today, I have found myself being used by my computer. My career is in information technology, but even beyond that, so much of my work and family day to day happens from a computer. And I know how easily hours can disappear when I'm focused, but I'm learning something unsettling about myself. I can sit at a computer for hours. I can ignore hunger, ignore a full bladder. I will even cancel plans if I'm in the middle of working on something. And I'll become so locked into work, uh, locked into a screen that when I finally walk away, I feel disconnected from the real world. Now, I'm a seasoned adult working in real life. So I have to ask, what is this doing to a young mind that's still developing? And how much worse is it when the screen isn't being used for work, but simply to escape? I'm not speaking down to young people. That's why I started with my own surrender point. We're living in a time when people are lonely enough to ask machines to tell them who they are, what to feel, who to love, and whether life's worth living. That alone should stop every one of us. This is urgent, not just a general thought. I read a recent national study that found nearly 1 in 5 Americans ages 12 to 21 have used AI chatbots for mental health advice, and most didn't tell a parent or a trusted person that they were doing that. That should concern us. You may have heard institutions have raised concerns about misleading or unsafe responses. And this is happening in emotionally vulnerable situations for kids. What's on my mind today is a strong call to protect human connection and refuse to outsource the deepest parts of us, our souls. Screens aren't evil, but anything can become a master when it begins displacing what God calls us to steward, right? The question isn't only how much screen time do I have? There's a deeper question, which is what is my screen taking from me? Is it taking my attention? Is it taking my sleep? Is it taking my relationships? Is it taking my ability to be still before God? My appetite for the real people sitting in the room with me? We've had guidance that emphasized looking beyond a fixed number of hours to the quality of digital use and what it crowds out, like sleep, physical activity, family time, and healthy routines. We know that adult coaching for children and limits are important because problematic use for anyone can interfere with responsibilities and routines. I'm a witness of that. A tool is a blessing when it serves your assignment, but it becomes dangerous when it starts shaping your appetite, directing your attention, directing your attention, directing your attention, and replacing counsel, connection, prayer in the presence of God. It's more than just a distraction. It's dangerous when it's directing your attention. 1 Corinthians 6:12. I will not be dominated by anything. Psalm 46:10. Be still and know that I am God. The point isn't to shame anyone for using technology. Of course not. Don't just focus in and call me anti technology. and miss the truth here. That's silly. The point is to ask whether the technology has quietly become the thing you can't put down. Technology, AI, can be a tool, but it can't carry your grief or know your heart. It can't speak from a place of true wisdom. It cannot replace the real people God has around you. When we learned smoking harmed people, we removed it from shared spaces. When lead paint or asbestos were exposed as dangerous, we contained them and took them out. We use seat belts. We use child-proof caps. We lock doors and we use passwords. You get the picture. But why have we removed, taken out, buckled up, and locked things? Because what is valuable deserves protection. When you recognize something is closing in on you, your home, your mind, or your children, you stop calling it normal. You build protection. What do you do when you realize something is closing you in? You stop negotiating with it. You name it for what it is. You put it back in its proper place. You put it back in its proper place. You build boundaries because you're responsible for what God put in your care. The new normal isn't the right normal. Just because something becomes common doesn't mean it's harmless. Newsflash, it isn't harmless. Just because everybody has access doesn't mean everybody should have unlimited access. Scripture says, I will not be brought under the power of any. That's the issue. The question isn't whether a screen is useful. The question is whether it's overused. Delete every app, quit your work, throw away your phone. Well, we can't do that. But I'm saying we need to be honest. If something can keep us from eating, sleeping, praying, showing up, listening, or being present with the people we love, it is asking for more of us than it deserves. It's time to put the tool back in its place. His spirit is in me. It's not in my phone. I will intentionally step outside. I'll look someone in the eye. I'll eat a meal. I'll pray before I scroll. And most of all, I'll let my grandchildren see me put the screen down at the end of a shift. My life, your life, our lives with God and people are too valuable to numb out in front of a glowing screen.